Yo, what is going on, everybody? It is Justin, your guide into Legends of the Mara. And Season 3.5 literally starts today at 7 a.m. So if you guys haven't assigned your basically your Maras or Kodamaras, you can go ahead and get started with that. In this video, we're going to talk about all the changes and updates that Faraway has conveyed to us on the Discord as well as on Twitter, and to kind of, get you guys ready for, what is new. So I guess I'll just jump right into it. Remember, this season 3.5, this is a continuation season, but the updates for season 4 look very cool. So what I'm already seeing, we have streamlined UI, better visibility. We have a lot of buffs and debuffs with, we're basically raid boss maxing. And we also have our revive button and a partner slot. So I believe heavy metals, it kind of makes sense that heavies would go here. I think Zucchini posted a screenshot of that going in one of the slots here. So that's pretty cool. We also had a, where is it? It's basically, oh yeah, I quote posted here, where Alex Paley was talking about how the season was going to start. And again, this is an intermediate series and season 4 is being worked on, especially with the world building and lore and new game mechanics for future seasons. So what about this season? What is inside of this season? Okay, I'm not getting there yet. But basically, we saw this super cool, animation of a shattered. I think this is, I forgot which one this was. Oh my gosh. But the Thrash boss basically stomping on us. So that's going to be pretty cool when they're fighting back. But we'll also kind of go over Legends of the Mara points as well as Season 3.5 in the FAQ. We're just going to review it. And then at the very end of this video, we will talk about the the work in progress Legends of the Mara and heavy metal information, which pertains to Paradise and heavy metal lands. So that's completely new. So we'll have to see what the details are inside of here. We'll break that down at the very end, but we'll just kind of go over Season 3.5 first. So here I am in my camp. I basically assigned my Kodamaras as farmers, but I really just kind of wanted to show you guys what the fighting is going to look like. So I'm actually going to make my make Elka here a fighter, as well as Umbra into a fighter. Oops, I don't want to remove that. I just want to... yes, we're removing our last farmer. Okay, so once we've done that, we can go back to our camp, and I believe we'll be able to click the fight button. But yeah, okay, yeah, I'll have to click. Sorry, it was right in front of me. Okay, we are loading in, and it's gonna do our basic loading here. So I'm curious how it's going to look. Is if there are any UI updates, we'll just kind of take a look. Oh shit, it is loud. Okay, want some tips? No, we're good. We're good. I need to turn it down, guys. Sorry about that. Yeah, I need to turn it down just a tiny bit for me too. Okay, so we have our Enraged Sidian boss here. But I have my Kodamara. It seems like we got some... what do we have here? So yeah, we are still waiting on some UI updates, but why don't I go ahead and use my buffs while we're while we're taking a look at it. I'm not sure. We'll have to take a look at whether Frosty updated the other side wiki for Kodamaras and the damage calculations, because I know a lot of you guys are probably wondering, should I be hunting or should I be fighting? Oh dang, it threw a sword down. That's actually cool. We have more abilities. I haven't actually been able to use my Kodamaras. Oh my god, okay, that's dang. They're all different too, so we have group damage buffs as well. Okay, that's pretty sick. Okay, awesome. So they're just gonna auto battle in the back. How long is this season going to be? That's gonna be pretty important too. So I'm actually gonna turn the volume off because I don't want to blow my ears out. But basically, if we take a look at the leaderboard, this is gonna show us what rewards we are going to get. The Season 3.5 ends in 91 days, so about 3 months. And then additionally, after that, there will be a snapshot for sediments, or there's an Ascension material airdrop, of which you will have to set up a faraway wallet for, and then integrate an email basically to sign up. But I'll make a different video for that at some point in the future. So we got some time frame here. We're about 91 days. And again, we'll be able to, okay, this is totally new. We'll be able to get missed on the leaderboard. We'll be able to get 50% Legends of the Mara modifiers for points, as well as 500 extra points. So that begets the question, okay, what are points going to be used for? And I will have to defer to the FAQ, of which we'll take a look at in just a second here. But I kind of do want to take a look at all of the leaderboards here. So I guess it goes down to 400, so it's pretty similar to the prior season. So let's just kind of see I see you, Croc. Okay, I see a lot of people that I know in the Discord. So that's pretty funny. OFT, amazing, amazing. So we're just kind of taking a look at this. Dang, this one has 10,000 mist on the as a reward. Oh my gosh. Okay, so there's a lot of mist to be gained. But we'll take a look at that in just a second. But outside of that, just intermediary season, go farm if you want to farm, especially if you want to get those last sediment fragments to evolve your Mars into Kodomars with auras. And then additionally, fight if you want to fight for those points. So that's kind of so we'll actually transition outside of the fighting animation and kind of talk about what points are going to be used for, because I know a lot of you guys are going to be asking about that, right? We also have master chests too. So master chests have I guess we have Legends of Mara modifiers. We can win those point modifiers as well as winning mist and the extra points. My head's in the way. Yeah, anyways, but basically there's all that stuff inside of the master chest as well. So feel free to take a look at that when you get started with your Shattered boss. Just remember, if you assign your Kodomaras to your fighter, or to fighting or hunting, then you will, I guess, are there timers this time? I will have to double check. But yeah, I would assume that the same rules are in play as before. But we'll take a look at the Legends of Mara points right now, and then after that, we'll take a look at the new information that we got with regards to Kodomara levels, abilities, auras, and how that affects in Season 4 and all that stuff, and what Zucchini posted in the Discord. So, points. Here's everything you need to know about points. I know I made a video earlier, probably a couple weeks ago, about points and going through the FAQ, but it's probably important to go over it again. So, okay, let's kind of read this. So when we announced Farway's acquisition of the Legends of the Mara NFT collections from Yuga, we introduced the concept of points for some of our new collections, right? And these are going to be available in the metadata of NFTs from the following collections for Kodomaras, Maras, and Kodas. So they are also awarded to heavy metals, but the calculation system is completely different from Legends of the Mara points. So the heavy metal points will be covered in a separate guide. So I'm actually going to skip forward to here where Zucchini is talking about heavy metals, right, in the context of Legends of the Mara. So in Rebirth Season 4, a few things to point out. Heavy metal stats are determined by power score, DPS, crit damage, and class. Okay, I'm actually not sure how points integrates into here. I think I just messed up the video. Rest in peace. But anyways, we're just going to keep going through it. It doesn't matter. We're going to keep talking about points. So there are two classes of Legends of the Mara points. So these are just the base points and the extra points. So basically the combination of these point classes determines the total points of an item in the collection above. So this is a metadata field that is visible in each NFT in the collections, right? So this kind of spans, Kodas, Kodomaras, and Maras. Okay, I'm saying things out of order, but that's fine. But basically, you can kind of see this grid here. You can kind of see Kodas have basically everything, or Kodomaras have everything. Kodas have just base points, and Maras have only flat points and point modifiers. But basically, this is relevant because base points will... Okay, well, let me talk about it. So the following collections have base points. So, okay, we already went over this. Mara aren't not eligible for base points. And then calculating these, I remember Other Side Wiki had a calculator here. So feel free to use this link and check out how to calculate that there. And there's also extra points as well. But basically, these are basically broken down. Oh my gosh. So they're not static and can increase over time. So these are the extra points. So these are earned from games and experiences in the faraway ecosystem like Dookie Dash Unclogged, Legends of the Mara, Rebirth, and Serum City. So that's kind of interesting as well. And then, the below collections are eligible for extra points, such as Kodomaras and Maras. And then they also talk about, how Kodas are not eligible for extra points just because of metadata complexity. But basically, when you play the games like Legends of the Mara Rebirth, you can win both extra points and point modifiers. So these can be applied directly to any Kodomaras or Maras, right? So these are the things that we earn inside of the game, such as, things that are inside of Master Chest, right? So we can kind of see those things now. There's also things on the leaderboard where we're earning these modifiers and extra points and stuff like that. And you can also find that under the points section. So you'll be able to track that under your camp when you click on the points link at the very top left. You'll be able to see what kinds there are. So there's the extra points at the very top. And then in the FAQ, they kind of talk about how you can apply those to Kodomaras and Maras. So again, there's point modifiers. So there's, I guess this is like a common version. I guess they increase in rarity, right, in terms of strength. So this is a 4% modifier. This one's 10. This one's 15. This one's 25. And this one is 50. So at some point, that will have some importance in the future when we see what points are revealed for. But please note that points modifiers can't be used on Maras. They can only be used on Kodamaras then. Okay, that kind of makes sense since Maras don't have base points, right? Because they are a point modifier on the base points. Okay, so they only apply to Kodamaras, right? So there's also extra points cap. So there is a maximum amount of extra points that can be applied to a Kodamara or Mara NFT. So every Kodamara NFT in the Kodamara collection shares the same extra points cap per Ascension level. So Ascension is actually a new mechanic here in the FAQ. It's going to be pretty important at some point in the future. We'll have to see what that is. Again, it's important to note that each extra points cap can be increased through a process called Ascension. So I did kind of talk about this in the previous video, or in the previous video related to the airdrop, but we'll kind of go over it again here. So these are not live yet, but we will add the link to the Ascension material collection in the Faraway shop once it is available. And these Ascension materials are tradable NFTs. So, and then again, players use Ascension materials to increase their extra points cap, and Ascension level has its own Ascension material recipe. So there's also recipes as well, but we'll have to see how those are going to be obtained. And again, okay, they tell us. So the materials are earned from playing games in the Faraway ecosystem, and then these are also mintable and tradable from the Faraway shop. So again, when you use them, they are burned and they are applied to the selected Kodamara or Mara to increase their Ascension level. And while some levels and recipes will be available immediately, more Ascension levels with their respective recipes will be released over time based on new game experiences and activation. So, again, you can kind of assign them and burn them at the current, basically here, essentially. So if we kind of go back, they should be used here when Season 4 goes live, I'm assuming, and we have all that stuff related to the points, the Ascension materials. So how is that going to work, right? I'm going to talk about it again, but one Ascension material is required to upgrade your NFT from level 1 to level 2. That will be airdropped to all players that meet either of the following criteria. And again, those are, I guess a criteria A or B. So Faraway account has been created with a primary email address to the account. And the embedded wallet must be added to the account. You can see the guide here as well. And additionally, there is an embedded wallet that must have the following fungible token amounts of time or snapshot. So it's 0.02 ETH, 0.5 Sol, or 100 Matic. And there's also criteria B, where it's basically the same thing, except any wallet linked to your Faraway account must have one Coda NFT. So it's either A or B. So basically, this wallet can be a Faraway embedded wallet or an external wallet like a MetaMask wallet. But just keep in mind that the Ascension material goes to the Faraway wallet. It goes to the embedded Faraway wallet when you create an account. And that is pretty simple to make. There's a guide. I'll link the guide in the description of the video. But one Ascension material will be dropped per Faraway account. That means we will scan through all your wallets with codas in them that are linked to your Faraway account if you are using criteria B. And then if we find at least one coda, you'll be airdropped one Ascension material, right? So the snapshot date and time will be communicated at a later point. So many points. And then there's also a sediment snapshot for Ascension material airdrop, right? So this kind of functions such that 30 days after the end of Legends of the Mara Season 3.5, so we kind of know what that time frame is now, right? Because if we take a look at the leaderboard, the season ends in 91 days. So add 30 days on top of that. So 121 days. So what is that? Like 4 months from 4 months from now? Yeah, about 4 months. So we'll be summing all sediment types into a single number that the snapshot will be based off. So for every X sediment a player owns, exact balance to be determined by the snapshot date based on player holdings, they will be airdropped one random Ascension material to their Faraway embedded wallet. Okay, that's probably a reason to farm sediment. So you can kind of choose between you want to farm sediment for the, I guess, whatever this criteria is, or you could probably fight the shatter for more points. And again, note one, players must have the Faraway embedded wallet created before the snapshot date in order to receive this airdrop, since the airdrop will go to the Faraway embedded wallet. So that gives us 4 months to figure all of that out. 4 months to kind of set up your Faraway account, just set up the embedded wallet, which is super easy, or you can link your wallet to the Faraway account. I believe we'll have to kind of see how delegate.cash works or warm.xyz. We'll have to see how delegation works. If you guys are worried about that. But at the time of the snapshot, all remaining sediment will be wiped from all accounts. This means that if you intend to use your snapshot, your sediment, or for Coda Mara evolution, you must complete the evolution before the snapshot. So to make this very clear, it seems like sediment is going to be wiped in, but essentially the offset is essentially if you have a lot of sediment, you will get a lot of Ascension materials. And again, Ascension materials, I do believe these will be mintable. Essential materials can be assigned to NFTs and burned. Okay, I'm trying to find the part. There's so much reading, guys. But basically, yeah, we'll have to see how those recipes and how all of that stuff gets put into the wallet at some point in the future. So that's the breakdown on points. I know it was a lot of information. I will link the FAQ in the description of this video so you can read through everything that you want to kind of know, especially with regards to the airdrop, setting up your fallaway wallet. I will have some guides on how to set up an account as well as, utilize the embedded wallet at some point in the future, but we'll just have to wait for that. But outside of that, we're going to take a look at briefly Season 3.5's description here. And then additionally, we'll take a look at what Zucchini dropped in the Discord with regards to Paradise and Heavy Metal Land and all of that fun stuff. So, Season 3.5, let's kind of take a look. So, where is the fun part? So, points, we kind of talked about points. We also talked about sediment restock. So, we all know that sediment is now at 99%. So, you guys can go farm that as you see fit. Sediment got restocked and resetted in all environments to a reduced number from the Season 3 cap. So farming rates will also be decreased from the previous rates per NFT. So rewards changes. So this is kind of what we already took a look at, but rewards in Season 3.5 will consist of the points modifiers, and mist. They're earned from chests and from leaderboards. So again, there's also upcoming design changes. So while not included in 3.5, there are many in-game design improvements and new mechanics on a roadmap for the game. More information will be shared about these in the future, such as this one. And then additionally, here's some things we're working on. So Shattered are fighting back. We have tactical depth, new abilities, boss phases. Heavy metals join the fight as an ally. We also have farming mist. Is interesting. We also have new Shattered types and many more features. So again, we kind of looked at these in the previous video, but I'm excited for this Gigagoo boss. And then the Marshmallow Screamer. He looks like he's going to explode. But outside of that, that just kind of recaps everything that we know here from 3.5 and points. Just try to recap everything while you guys are dropping into it. So what do we have here? We have even more, of course, I believe, work in progress. Legends of the Mara and heavy metal information pinned in the Discord channel by Everyday Zucchini. This is inside of this is in the Legends of the Mara channel, but I will link this post in the description so you guys can check it out as well here. But the key things that I noticed was the Paradise and heavy metal land mention. So there's also heavy metal ally stats and Konamara levels, abilities, auras, point caps, and more. So again, there's a lot of discussion on the Discord, but we'll just kind of open this image in a new tab so we can zoom in. Yeah, that's probably easiest. So as this was Zucchini is saying verbatim here. So to clarify the relationship between heavies and Kodas and Maras in Rebirth of Season 4, a few things to point out. Number one, there are two types of relationships here: partner cards and main characters. There are also two types of lands, and of course, still other deeds. Of course, first one is other deeds, so I believe that isn't changing. And then there's also Paradise land and heavy metal land. So just my speculation here. I don't necessarily know if these are going to be NFTs or not. I believe they will just be the in-game lands that you can use to interface and do things. I would assume that is for the Season 4. So we'll have to see how that will function. So that's a new introduction here. That's pretty interesting. But what is it going to be used for? So the land type will be used to dictate both of what your characters do / how many are usable and in what capacity, as well as which leaderboard you are competing on and what chest you are competing for. So, okay. And then number 4, heavy metal stats are determined by your power score. That kind of determines your DPS and critical damage chance inside of Legends of the Mara when they add them as allies. There's also class of your heavy metal. So your class, whether that's, Celestial, Reaper, any of the other ones, that kind of determines your HP amount and your ability type. So that is very interesting, actually. We're getting ability type and HP tied to the class, and then your power score determines your damage and your critical chance. So that is a pretty interesting development. Heavy metal owners, let me know what you think in the comments. So again, number 5, Legends of the Mara stuff pertaining to Kodamara specifically. Stats are based on levels in the metadata, as is the case right now. So levels and then abilities, as is the case now. So no change here. And then in season 4, this is the new stuff. Aura type / intensity. So the stats are based on aura type and intensity. I do remember seeing some discussion in the Discord where there will be some mechanics with regards to how Shattered are fighting back and how auras will kind of interact with that, rock, paper, scissors style. So we'll have to wait on information in regards to that. I would highly recommend you talk in the Discord to kind of figure that out. But there's also additionally Ascension levels whereby you can unlock additional abilities in the future in addition to increasing your point caps. So that is very interesting. So ascending your Maras or your Kodamaras essentially is going to be pretty critical with the Ascension materials that is kind of outlined here in the FAQ. So we'll have to figure out how these game mechanics are going to work together, and then we'll kind of read through the rest. So with all of that in mind, we're gonna get some examples here. So if you're playing with a heavy on a deed or paradise land, heavies are only used in the partner slot and are 1 per deed. All other slots are used for Legends of the Mara assets, such as Kodas, Maras, and Kodamaras. And if you're playing on a heavy metal land, the reverse is true, and all slots will be heavy slots and 1 partner slot for Legends of the Mara assets. Oh, yo, that's crazy. Okay, that's totally reversed. So if you actually so if there's heavy metal land, then it's like a heavy metal focused. Oh. Okay. I'm I read through this in its entirety. But it seems like that will allow heavy metal owners to participate in Legends of the Mara to a greater capacity, just because the majority of their wallet probably consists of heavies, right? So that kind of makes sense. Oh, that's very interesting, actually. Wow. So if you're playing on a heavy metal land, the reverse is true, and all slots on are heavy slots, and 1 partner slot for Legends of the Mara assets like Kodas, Maras, and Kodamaras. Wow. Okay. So the land and deed you use segments. The land / deed you use segments to the reward pool corresponding to that land / deeds. Meaning, if heavy lands, you compete for heavy stuff. If Legends of the Mara, then Legends of the Mara stuff. And then tiers of lands and deeds will function the same way as they do now. And yes, both collections will get added meta over time in-game to make it more interesting as we go. So, also going to see about making Shattered heavy metal themed if playing with the heavy metal variant. Okay, that's kind of epic, to be honest. Okay, so this is actually really interesting. This is a really interesting, game specification, like, information for it. Okay, I'm kind of, my brain is like fried, like trying to think about this, but that's very cool. If you guys have heavies, I mean, by all means, you'll be able to compete for heavy stuff with a heavy focused team on a heavy metal land. And then you also have a Koda Mara or Koda, except whatever Mara team ally. That's very interesting, actually. That's pretty cool. Okay, I like this. Wow. Okay, so yeah, basically that's just kind of the update that we got from Everyday Zucchini in the Discord here. Kind of going all those things. I will link everything that I have here. From I guess I'll link the new Legends of Mara GG website, as well as the just all the information. I'll link it all in the description so you guys can figure out everything if you seek to do so. But again, there's a lot of stuff in this update. I'm excited to just fight through the Shattered and kind of see the updates. And again, you guys should definitely hit that like and subscribe button. It always helps me create more content. I know this is a longer video, but we're just kind of going in depth as much as we can. So as always, we'll see you guys on the other side, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.